The first step to setting up a new board is gripping the board. Here's your fresh board. You want to take just rip the plastic off of it. Rip the plastic off of it, and then take your grip tape. You're going to want to peel the grip tape off the protective paper. Throw away that so you have the grip tape. Now you want to place the grip tape on the board so it is covering the board evenly on both ends. That's pretty good. And now, before you do anything else, you're going to want to take your razor blade and you're going to cut a slit right here on the underside of the grip tape, right in there, right where the board starts curving. You do that on all four edges, on all four sides. And that just helps you to file it. Next, you're going to want to take your tool, or not, it's not really your tool. I'm going to take something that you can file it with. I use a wrench. You just want to file it down, just like this. File it down the edges. I usually go over it 2 or 3 times. So after it's done, it should look something like this. You should have a nice outline of your board on the grip tape. And then after that, I'm going to take the razor blade and start cutting. Now it's done, and it should be pretty gripped. And when you're done that, what I like to do is take a little edge of the grip that you just cut off and sand down the edges. Just helps it stick to the board a little better. Alright, now you got your board all set up. Now you're ready to put the trucks on. You're going to want to take your screws and poke them through the underside just real quickly, just a little bit. Actually no, you know what's a better idea? Take your screwdriver and do it. I only have 3 screws, so you just poke it through the bottom. You see the holes right there, there, and there. Poke them through. And once you poke them through, push the bolts in like that. I only have 3 on each side, and you can get away with that. You only need 2 on each side, but the more the better. I just use 3. And then same thing on the other side. Alright, now you got screws on each side of your board. Now to put the trucks on. And the trucks go on the other side like this, like that. The trucks are the things that turn the board, and they go on the underside like that. And I have them labeled back and front. And the front one goes on the nose of the board, which is this. So you just place it on there, make sure it goes in and stays, and then you take these little bolts and just with your hands screw them, or these are nuts, you just screw them onto the screws very loosely. They don't have to be tight, you don't tighten them up yet, just so the truck will stay on like that. See? You want to make sure the kingpin is facing inside. Same thing with the back truck. Now you got your trucks loosely attached. Now you're going to want to tighten them up. You take your screwdriver and your skate tool, screwdriver, skate tool. You put the skate tool end, small end, which fits the trucks, on the nuts, and you put the screwdriver in the Phillips head part of the screw, and you just turn it. Until the screw is dead flush with the grip tape. Like, see how they're lifted up right there? You want to go till they're just dead down even with the grip tape. Now your trucks are fully fastened onto your board. They're not going anywhere. Now you're ready for the next step, which is your wheels. What you're going to need, you're going to want to take your bearings and your wheels. And before you put the wheels on the trucks, you got to put the bearings in the wheels. So what you do, if you don't have a bearing press, bearing presses work really well, but if you don't have one, here's what you do. You take a bearing, you put it on the axle, and like this is the part that, this is the side that shows outside of the wheel, this is the part that goes inside. You put the part that goes, you put the part that shows on the inside of the axle just like that. Take your wheel, hollow wheel, no bearings. Put it on there and you push as hard as you can, and this is hard to do. Got one in. Got one wheel down. You do the same thing to every other wheel. This one doesn't want to go, but alright, it's good enough, it's in there. I definitely recommend a bearing press, spending them $30 and buying a bearing press, because doing that sucks. Alright, now you're ready to actually put the wheels on the board. What you're going to need is you're going to need your washers. You're going to put one on the axle, then you're going to put the wheel on. Slide it on, then your next axle on the other side of the wheel. Then you're going to take this nut, the wheel nut, one that's big enough to fit on your trucks, on the wheel axle of your truck, you take your wrench and you twist. You just tighten them. You just tighten them till you can't tighten them no more. And the force of the wheel being pushed against the base of the truck and everything else is just going to force the bearings as far into the wheel as they can go. And watch, I'll show you. The bearings are way farther in now. So that is a great way to make sure your bearings are all the way in. And then what I just do is I just plop them on real loosely, and I'll come back to it later. Same thing, put a washer on, put a wheel on, put another washer on, grab the nut, screw it on loosely. Alright, now your wheels are on, your bearings are in fully. You just need to tighten up your wheels to make sure that they are tight enough that they don't move up and down like that, yet they still spin very, very well. So what you want to do is you want to, and then just tighten it, check it, still too much, tighten it again, get in there. Now you're going to get in smaller increments, a little bit. When you think you're good, when it's an acceptable movement for you, you want to test it. And these aren't brand new bearings, they're going on a month or two old, so that's pretty good. So that one's done. Now you're moving on to the second one. And there you go. Alright, so now we're pretty much done. The grip tape is on, it's all filed down. There's no air bubbles in it. It's a good cut. The bolts are all, or the screws are all flush with the grip. Everything's tight. Wheels are how I like them, bearings are in. And that's pretty much about it. That's all you gotta do to set up a skateboard.